Welcome on into another edition of Fins Up, Miami Dolphin Recap. Game 2 between the Dolphins and the New England Patriots. New England Patriots with Jimmy Garoppolo. And then some quarterback who I never heard of. Man, we lost 31-24 to the Patriots. What was that, like our 8th straight loss in Foxborough there? And really, this game was a tale of two halves. Red-hot Jimmy Garoppolo throughout this game before he went down with a shoulder injury. Did you ever think that you would hear red-hot Jimmy Garoppolo? I mean, I'm not the biggest Ryan Tannehill fan by any means. But when I thought Ryan Tannehill versus Jimmy Garoppolo, I would have gone with Ryan Tannehill. Tannehill, if you look at the numbers, okay, you see 32 for 45 in Tannehill, 389 yards, 2 TDs. You would think that he had an incredible day in New England, right? Great game. But he had a slow start. 2 interceptions. In the first 20 some odd minutes in that game, of the Dolphins game, what people, you don't see a guy vlogging on his camera. In the first 25 minutes in that game, it was pitiful, led by Ryan Tannehill, which caused us to be down 21-0. It takes way too long for Ryan Tannehill, to get comfortable. Multiple 3-and-outs left our defense vulnerable to that Patriots onslaught. Julian Edelman, hate the Patriots, but when it comes to fantasy football, guess what? I am going to pick Julian Edelman on my team, and which he is. For what it's worth, Ryan Tannehill looked to be like a man reborn in the second half. For one point there in that game, he completed like 14 straight passes, okay, between the third and fourth quarters. You might think that this is positive. Oh, Ryan Tannehill, positive. Driving down the field 70 yards and scoring with a minute left. It was Ryan Tannehill's job to show the world whether or not he could be a clutch quarterback. Instead of building on that momentum, he struggled with time constraints, threw an interception in the final seconds. This game just smelled of Ryan Tannehill's lack of development. And I said I'm going to give Ryan Tannehill another season to see if he could be the man. However, he just can't string together a good, consistent game for just a whole game. Good, consistent game, period. Where was he the first 2 halves? It was pitiful. 3-and-outs. Our running backs. Ajay, 5 carries for 14 yards. What the hell was that? Solid as a pass catcher, though. What? 4 interceptions, 31 yards. Frustrating fumble that New England recovered early in the third quarter. Drake played well, I guess. Limited minutes that he had. But neither of them were particularly helpful overall. And it's actually Ryan Tannehill had more rushing yards combined than both of them. Our receivers were great. Jarvis Landry continued to be Ryan Tannehill's, safety blanket once again. If Devontae Parker was injured coming into this game, you wouldn't tell. He was spectacular. Jordan Cameron showed up, 5 catches, 49 yards. Competent play, actually. Competent. Strong showing from Cameron. Our offensive line did not give up a single sack on Ryan Tannehill. Done his 45 pass attempts, which is good. It still seems to struggle open up running lanes, particularly on the inside. But the defensive line, man, putrid. Putrid. That quick release by Garoppolo left the defensive line powerless against New England's slot receiver onslaught. The linebackers... Could the Miami Dolphins linebackers make a tackle, please? This crop of linebackers that we had, yesterday it looked out of like they were coming out of high school. Missed tackles, not good. No improvement in coverage by the unit whatsoever. Bennett just completely bullied us. Bullied the linebackers. Can't have that happen. The defensive backs, man, that's going to be our problem. What can you say? Byron Maxwell, Xavier Howard, Bobby McCain, outmatched by the Patriots slot receiver trio. Amendola, Edelman, Chris Hogan, 185 yards, 2 TDs, 15 receptions. Game was brutal to watch. The offense performed well for the second half, but where were they the first half? We digged ourselves into a 31 hole at the first point. It's fair to question maybe the coaching staff and their game plans. Don't you think? So here we are at 0-2. I think next game we face is Cleveland. If we don't beat Cleveland, then might as well just pick a second team to root for. I mean, honestly. I hope all is well, and I look forward to speaking to you very, very soon.